Hey guys, if you're enjoying the content that I'm making, please click that subscribe button. Also remember to click that bell button and make sure to tick that box to send all notifications so you don't miss out on any videos. With that in mind, let's get on with the video. What's up guys, welcome to Monchkinz Gaming, where we take your gaming to the next level. This is Monchkinz logging in to bring you another Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia video. And in this video we're going to be talking about the new character event for Kain, the Proud Lands of Baron. Now, first thing I want to say is I'm sorry guys that this video is actually late. Work has been pretty crazy. I had to work a PM shift to an AM shift when this event came out, and then when I got home I was pretty tired and I actually got a sore throat, so I'm doing my best, even though my voice is kind of, I don't know, it's a little bit better now after like gargling betadine wash and Listerine and having all these throaties beside me. So hopefully I make sense in this video. And without further ado, let's start this video with the abilities, resistances, weaknesses of these two waves. So let's start off in the first wave, where you will be taking down the Yang Manikin and the Edge Manikin. Let's start off with the Yang Manikin. The Yang Manikin has the normal Brave attack and HP attack, and he has the ability called Kick, which is a melee brave attack plus an HP attack. This deals an HP damage to the other enemies based on the damage dealt to the target. This upgrades to Kick Plus, and the only difference is basically he'll gain Brave before unleashing the powerful melee brave attack and HP attack, and again this deals HP damage to other enemies based on the damage dealt to the target. And finally, he has the ability called Focus, which grants him an attack up and a max brave off to himself. This also transforms the Kick to the Kick Plus for a set amount of turns. The next one that we have is the Edge Manikin, which has obviously its normal brave attack and HP attack. He has the ability called Shock, which is a Thunder Brave magic attack with a high turn rate. It also has the ability called Smoke Bomb, which grants evasion up and Elbin's Teaching. This also grants him Brave based on his attack. And now let's take a look at the final wave, where we're going to be taking down the Heal Wyvern. Now the Heal Wyvern actually has a resistance to fire and has weakness to wind type attacks. His abilities include the Fire attack, which is a Fire Brave magic attack, and this changes based on the level. He also has Wind Shot, which is the Wind Brave magic attack, which inflicts Int Brave down and Speed down as well. He has the ability called Dragon Breath, which is a group Fire Brave magic attack, which inflicts attack down and defense down. He has Headbutt, which is a single target melee HP attack, and he has the ability called Dragon Rage, which grants him a max Brave up, attack up, and speed up to himself, and it also increases his Brave. This grants a melee resistance and returns to normal following an HP attack. The next one is Blast Wave, which is a group Brave magic attack, and Sonic Wings, which is a group melee HP attack. And finally, he has the ability called Melt Flame, which is a group Fire Brave magic attack and an HP attack. Alright, so now that we know a little bit about everything, I suppose, with the two Manikins and the final boss, it's time to take a look at some general tips and guide. And the first one I have to tell you guys is to actually save half of your abilities for the last wave, which is the final boss. The final boss actually has quite a lot of HP from my experience anyway. So saving a little bit of your abilities towards the end will actually be very, very helpful. I went into one of the fight and we actually ran out of abilities and ended up failing. So try and save your abilities to the last wave. Obviously you can still use them, but just save about half of them. The next one is to take down the Manikin one at a time on the first wave. Now I actually don't think one or the other is much dangerous than the other. I feel Yang is more of the stronger HP damage, especially once he uses his focus. You do want to try and avoid that. While Edge is more of a brave attacker, and you'll probably get broken quite a bit by him. So it's either one or the other. I think, just my personal opinion, Yang is a little bit dangerous, especially when he uses his focus and he uses kick plus. Now the next tip for you guys is to obviously bring in the boosted characters such as Kain, Shantoto, and Lvl. The next one is to actually bring range DPS characters. So what I mean by this is anything physical range you can bring, because you can take advantage of the boss's weakness, because the boss actually has a weakness to range type attacks as well. So for example, you can bring in Vincent, and of course the god Saz, and Laguna just comes to mind as well. Now for my next tip is basically probably try to avoid bringing a melee character. Now the reason for this is because of the boss's ability to basically resist the melee attacks, which is Dragon Rage. So while you can still use them at a certain point, once the heal Wyvern buffs itself, they would be less effective. Now obviously if you can kill the heal Wyvern before all this, then that's all the better for you guys. The option out of the melee characters I feel like is Vaughn himself, because his abilities are basically magic based and he can use White World to a very good effect. And the next tip for you guys is obviously to bring some healers and brave batteries, which are always helpful. However, they are not very necessary to this fight. I mean, you can definitely beat this fight without any brave batteries or healers. And as for the summon, I do recommend bringing out Sylph, because she's probably the best one here. She's quick to fill and obviously grants you wind type attacks, which is what you want. And that's pretty much it for all my tips. And I just want to say something, guys, because I didn't notice this way back, and I don't know if any of you guys actually realize this, but most of my videos are pretty much taken from DissidiaDB.com, and that's where I get a lot of my information. However, there is one thing that for some reason is not in DissidiaDB, which is the sort of special resistances, and I put that in air quotes, for the boss. I don't know if this was the case prior, because I obviously never really tapped into all the monsters and bosses' information for a while, not since the, I don't know, the tutorial. And I noticed that they have special resistances to like debuffs. For example, the heal Wyvern has a low resistance to poison, force, range resist down, and melee resist down attacks. And it has high resistance to defense down and max brave down as well. So just a little bit of something that I noticed, and I'm not sure if people actually notice this, and that makes it a little bit more interesting on my side, and probably not to trust too much on websites and to think that they will be giving out all the information. But anyway guys, I think that's it for this video. Remember to click like, subscribe, and share this video if you find it helpful at all. As always, I'd like to hear from you guys what you think of this fight, and obviously if you notice this special resistances for the bosses or any monster, I suppose, that if they have low, high, and immunity as well, resistances. Yeah, very interesting on my side, very interesting. And make sure to follow me on Facebook and on Twitter at Monchkinz Gaming. This is Monchkinz logging off, and I'll see you guys in the next level.